I have Friends. I have season 1 of Friends here on DVD. And I'm doing the best I can. Watch on TV.
Diminishing Returns Music presents Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio. A once-in-a-lifetime collection featuring the full versions of Wandy Newman's hit songs as previewed on previous episodes of Diminishing Returns podcast. Strange Things.
Strange things. Strange things is happening on me. Ain't no
Wandy
doubt about
Newman,
it.
Too Hot for Radio. Featuring the body of work from the most prolific musical artist of all time. So prolific, he's even there when he's not even featured, such as in this clip. Audio from the preamble before the record intro from a Q&A Diminisode.
Saw George Lazenby yesterday at the BFI for Majesty's Secret Service screening.
How's
he was
he
a
looking
bloody.
these days?
He looks all right, actually. He doesn't look bad, but he's a very depressing man to listen to. Like, now that he talks like quite openly about like how much of an idiot he was to like turn down an offer for like 7-film contract and all this, and he was swearing quite a lot.
Look at his career. Did he make the right decision?
He was in one of those Emmanuel films.
Wow.
The height
That
of his career.
Wow.
Anyway, shall we crack on with some questions? Oh, actually, no. Sorry,
Yes.
I was acting like who's going to introduce this? Are we
Wait,
being
I've
introduced?
got a question for Calvin.
I think we need a comedy character, but I can't think of any. Alan, have you got one?
No, no. Let's just keep it simple.
What
Channel
about
the
George
spirit
Takei?
Someone who's a famous question asker.
Hello, this is David Dimbleby.
Oh dear. I wanna start channeling Justin Roiland with his unique brand of improv, which is just like, hey, I'm Question Steve, the Question Man.
Yes,
And,
sounds like that.
I got a question. It's great. People love it. That'll rack up our audience, and we can all retire. Alan, what's your question?
I have a question for
That's
Calvin.
my first question.
Yes.
How many Bonds have you met in real life?
I have met.
Ooh, I reckon
Well, we
3.
George Lazenby
No,
yesterday
no.
Well, to say
No, he
I
didn't
met
meet
him
him, did
is
in the same
perhaps
room. In the same
I was
room.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
I said
I
hi
reckon
and shook
3.
the hand of his manager, who was sat next to him while he was signing other people's things.
I bet
Yes.
Roger Moore. You've probably done a book signing with Roger Moore.
Oh, yep, Roger Moore, yep. He said, "Thank you very much for buying my book," and I said, "Thank
Connery
you for
hasn't
writing
been
it."
out of the Caribbean since you were born, so
No.
you know,
Yeah, no, I think that's a bit of a lost cause.
Brosnan. I imagine you've probably popped up on Brosnan at some point.
No, I'd like to.
I reckon that'll happen, but it definitely hasn't.
Has he done
yet.
Has he done an autobiography yet?
I reckon
No.
Daniel Craig.
Ah, there you go.
I reckon you went to look at them filming Spectre or Skyfall, and
He walked
like
past
you maybe caught like a glimpse of the back of Daniel Craig's head from afar.
No, I did go and see a bit of Skyfall being filmed, and I thought I made eye contact with Judi Dench, but then literally the following week there was an article about how she's got cataracts and she can't see sort of like any further than sort of like, you know, an outstretched arm in front of her, so we didn't make eye contact, sadly.
Yeah. Well, you did. She just didn't know it.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd like to think that I'll at some point get to meet Pierce Brosnan.
That one seems very possible.
I think that's attainable. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Sean Connery's not
Nah.
attainable. Yeah.
Sean Connery, you've got about as much chance of meeting the Loch Ness Monster. By which I mean just go up to Scotland and you know, really dig around, like have a little expedition. You probably can find him. He is up there.
You think you've seen him, but it's actually a bunch of otters.
Yeah, the locals probably sell t-shirts if you get close enough. Or pretend he's real.
I've seen some videos popping up of him like getting very angry with. I think because he goes to New York every now and then. Apparently, I don't quite know why, but I think like the people who rush up to him for autographs aren't like genuine fans. Like those autograph hounds who like get an autograph and then sell it on eBay for like $100 or something. But
Yeah.
And then he goes, quick, which is your second favourite James Bond that I was starring in? And they go like, and he goes, oh, and he slaps him, but only with an open hand.
only if they're women.
Karate chop. So two is the answer, Calvin. I took that.
Well, yeah, 1.5 maybe.
But you haven't met who was it? David Niven or someone?
No,
One of the other.
No, I have not met David Niven, who died about 35 years ago.
What? What about who's voiced him in the video games? Have you not? I mean, it's often the proper actors now, isn't it?
Yeah, but no, I haven't met any of them either. But yeah, That's attainable.
How many people have you met who have been stunt doubles for a Bond?
Oh, I bet
reckon
stunt
2 again.
men in Bond. Yeah, two. Yeah, I don't think either of them ever did Bond, but they were in it. How many Frances McDormands have you met, Alan?
What an odd person to specify. Why did you go with Frances McDormand?
I mean, I was trying to figure out a take on that same joke, and I couldn't quite think of anyone to ask you about. So I sympathise with Calvin's choice completely.
I just thought, like, James Bond is some of my favourite films. Fargo is your favourite film.
Yeah. I've never met her though, believe it or not.
How many people from Fargo have you met, though, Alan? I bet you've met Steve Buscemi. You had a wee.
I had a wee next to Steve Buscemi. I have been on set near, not met him, but near Ewan McGregor, who's in the TV show, if that counts.
Oh my!
Yeah,
that does count. You're doing pretty good, actually.
Well, I am on a lot of film sets, even if I don't actually get to meet anybody of interest.
Well, yeah, they don't let you near them.
But yeah, I've been near them. I touched Will Ferrell the other day.
Oh. Where?
I was just watching Between Two Ferns, the movie, this afternoon on my lunch break, and it's the most egregious, just Will Ferrell on autopilot. And I've realised, Alan, I really like Will Ferrell. I don't like he can just be in a room and just the laziest, not even trying Will Ferrell, and I'm all right with it. Yeah.
Well, the problem is
he is my Vince Vaughn, I think.
That's fair enough, but most people are getting tired of it, and I think that's going to be a problem for him in the future.
I don't think they are. I think most people are either already tired of it or like him. I don't think there's any sort of gradual shift happening that's about to collapse in on itself. I think people either like Will Ferrell or they were sick of him 10 years ago.
I don't know. I think it's wearing thin.
Yeah. A lot of people like Elf.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And The Office, which I have completed now.
Oh yeah, he was in that briefly, yeah.
Yeah, he was great in that. Very funny.
All right, here's my question. This is a Q&A episode, by the way, guys. But we're just having some warm-up questions between ourselves.
Is it just that the listeners aren't interested and haven't asked anything? We're just doing it ourselves.
We're just taking baby steps into it, right? So it's a Q&A episode. Everyone's been sending in their questions. By all means, send more in, because we might get more of these out in the future. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. We'll actually have to get round to asking some questions. But first, Calvin, what did you make of The American Office?
Is that an actual question, or is that just you?
That's my question to you.
I loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I feel ashamed that I was put off so long. But I think it's mainly because of you, because you were so, always talking about it when we were at uni, and was so, recommending it to everyone that it really put me off. I've had the same thing with a guy I work with in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've never seen that show, and he's been going on about for 4 years, something like that.
I watched the first episode of Avatar, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's good, but nothing about it made me want to like watch anymore. It was one of those. It was just like, yeah, that's good.
There we
Can't
go.
say anything bad about it, but whatever.
I have the same thing with wiping standing up. Just Sol goes on about it so often, I'm just like, I'm not getting involved.
Just try it. Honestly. It's the same thing. Like, when you actually
I have a
get
question
try
for
it
our
at age
listeners.
80.
When you after a nice relaxing poo, do you stand up to wipe or do you remain seated?
Or an arduous straining poo too. You need to wipe either way.
I use a sort of rope and pulley system.
I reckon our listeners
Very
are going to be a higher percentage of stand-up wipers.
I believe
than
that. I
the
believe
general
that.
population.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really know why, but I just think that's going to be the case.
Weirdos.
Just to finish my
Shall I-
point on The Office, I thought it was remarkably consistent. Like, I couldn't believe that 7 seasons of, like, first season wasn't that great, but that's fine.
Yeah,
2
only
to
6
7
episodes.
was just phenomenally good, and then I can't believe how much of a crash, like, season
Oh, yeah.
8 just...
I know.
The first half of season 8, anyway. I thought it picked up, like, once Catherine Tate came back. And
Yeah, that story arc where they go off to a business
Yeah.
conference is quite good from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 8 is just weird. There's all that weird like green screen for no reason near the end of season 8, and just bizarre choices being made. And yeah, season 9 was cool. Like I thought the ending like really pulled it together, even though the start of season 9 was about the same as
Hey, Sol.
season 8.
You know, is it Rainn Wilson, the guy who plays Dwight? Is that his right name?
Yep.
What's happened to him? I haven't seen him in anything.
He made a website. He had a kid.
What the hell did he put on the website that he's never worked again?
He made a website called Soul Pancake, and that seems to be like his Funny or Die. Like Will Ferrell's just been living off that Funny or Die money for however many years. Rainn Wilson seems to be largely getting by off the back of his website these days. Or maybe, no, he's probably getting by off his office money, and the website's his little creative outlet. He still pops up and stuff from time to time. Doesn't he? Although you're right, I can't actually think of... Oh, you know what I saw him in last year? The Meg.
Oh, well.
Calvin, you must have seen The Meg.
I have
didn't
not
see the
actually yet.
I'm waiting until
What?
Calvin picks it next summer.
Calvin of Calvin Sharks fame.
Calvin
Hasn't
of Deep
seen
Blue
the
Sea 2
ultimate-
fame. That
of
film
Deep Blue-
killed my
Deep Blue,
desire to see.
Deep Blue Sea
Yeah.
2 Shame, it was. And never went back.
That's the last shark film I've seen.
I'm looking at his IMDb. He seems to have been voicing Lex Luthor in a lot of DC productions, straight to video movies that they make. I forgot this, but he was Harry Mudd in the Star Trek Discovery show. He's popping up here and there. He's doing all right. Yeah.
To hear the Q&A Diminisode that followed, and many others, head to patreon.com/Dim Returns.
Wandy Newman, and I did not sing the song in the film. Someone better than this one. Her voice is very beautiful, much better than my Wandy Newman voice.
Also available from Diminishing Returns, Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio. All your favorite songs, from films such as Toy Story, Toy Story 2,
I was a toy, and she was a child. I was a toy under a bed, and I had a cowboy hat, and she used to play with me, but now I wanna be in a museum.
Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, is a 2-disc set. Order now. Just $18.99. DimReturns.com. Featuring a tangent about Scooby-Doo and Calvin Dyson joining the gang to talk about Premium Bond's James Bond.
Have you seen that new guy who plays the new Shaggy in the more recent live action films?
No.
It's just like the worst Shaggy ever. Just completely irrelevant here, but yeah, just go on YouTube at some point and just revel in how
Will I get the
terrible
full
Shaggy
effect?
is.
Will I get the full effect if I just look up a picture, or do I need?
I
to
mean,
see
it doesn't look right, but you've got to hear him doing the voice, obviously, as well. It's just pathetic, really.
Why have you seen the guy in the most recent Scooby? Like I keep up with
I'm
Scooby
not
Doo.
sure. I mean, I haven't watched the film. I for some reason I looked up a clip of it. I couldn't tell you why though.
Fair enough. You know what I found out the other day, Alan?
What?
I really need to catch up with Scooby Doo movies at the minute because the most recent Scooby Doo movie is it's only a sequel to the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo
It's not, is it?
TV series from the 80s.
What?
You know what that was, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you actually?
No.
It was it ran for like one season. It was the whole thing was like the 13 ghosts get set free, like a full season order of ghosts get set free, and they have to go and catch them and put them away again because they're these like evil demonic special ghosts that are going to cause havoc.
Yeah.
So a full season 13, but the thing is, episode 1 was where they set the ghosts free by mistake.
Okay.
And then there was another episode that didn't deal with it. So when the show got cancelled, there was no resolution. And
that's been
so I
bugging
think
you since the 80s.
they've made a movie 20, 30 years later where they're wrapping it all up. And I'm really excited because there's a character in it who's just Vincent Price. He was basically Doctor Strange voiced by Vincent Price. I assume he'll be voiced by Maurice LaMarche or someone in the new thing.
Only you can return the demons to the chest. Why us? Because you let them out. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
And there was a little kid that was like basically the Scrappy Doo of that show who has never been seen again. He was like a little short round character. Shaggy had a red shirt. It's known as like this infamous thing within Scooby-Doo fandom is red shirt Shaggy because everything just got quite dark around this point. It was weird. And it was also Tom Ruger, I think he's called, started out on that. He went on to make Animaniacs. So anyway, and they're only making a sequel to Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Alan. Scooby-Doo returns to Zombie Island. So I'll be honest, like there might be a Scooby-Doo Diminishing Returns episode in the works.
And then there's BB Doll, who is the young ice skater girl.
Is she named as a little nod to Roald Dahl?
BB Doll.
Who wrote all the books. Under the
Well, I
name
heard
of
it was
Ian
supposed to be like Baby Doll. Like
No, but he
BB Doll.
wrote You Only Live Twice, didn't he?
Yeah, the screenplay, yeah. No, I think it's supposed to be like Baby Doll. BB
Now,
Doll.
okay, this girl,
yeah.
she's an ice dancer.
Yes.
But that's why Roald Dahl named his granddaughter Sophie.
Sophie Doll.
So you'd go, ooh, Sophie Dahl. Ooh, she's a
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, I'm chatting shit.
Oh, right. Oh. That was a real fact.
Couldn't make any sense. Anyway, look, like this girl.
She is a very attractive woman, though.
Who?
Sophie Dahl.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know. Anyway, so.
Do you do premium bonds, Sol?
Do I do what?
Premium bonds.
The most 1970s thing.
They're good. They're good, actually. I haven't won anything yet.
We don't even know what they are.
It's basically like instead of putting your money into a savings, you
Calvin
put it
just
into
likes
this...
them because they're called Bond.
Is this Calvin? Have you joined the pyramid scheme? Why are you trying to sign me up?
No. It's really good because instead of like putting your money in the bank and earning meager interest rates,
you can put it into premium bonds and get nothing at all.
No, but you get entered into a draw every month where you might win a sum of money. It is. It's basically a lottery, but even if you just win like once a year, that ends up being better than interest that you make. Well, depending on your savings, actually. I don't know how much you have in savings, but I think it's more worthwhile.
Well, he was unemployed for about 8 months, so I imagine not a lot.
But anyway, yeah, you should do it.
All right.
Look into bonds, premium bonds. and see how it strikes you.
I just think it's worthwhile doing if you've got savings, because the interest rates in the banks are terrible right now.
God, Calvin, when did you get so old?
Well, my friend at work, Natalie, she has premium bonds, and she kept winning every month, and she won like £50, £25, £50 the next month, and so I did the same, but I haven't won anything yet.
I need to just put all my money on
a horse.
On Green Book winning the Oscars or something.
Incredibly out of reality scene, I suppose, where they have a Margaret Thatcher impersonator. So did you guys know that this
think bringing an eminent politician into the fray for no reason breaks the reality of what they're creating there? Ding dong, ding dong.
Oh, wait.
Hey guys, it's me, Bill.
Oh, God. It's a bad impersonation of Bill Clinton again. He had this last week.
Nice to meet you, Calvin. I don't believe we met.
No, we haven't, Bill. Hello, how are you?
I just wanted to say thanks for doing all the James Bonds. Alright, thanks.
It's turning into Stoner Bill. Shaggy Clinton. Bill, can you do the top 40 countdown for us?
What?
I don't know what. Is this something you did last week? When I wasn't here?
No, I'm making a joke because you sound more like Casey Kasem than Bill Clinton.
Oh.
Very obscure.
I don't want to hear about a dead dog. If I have to do a song coming out of a dead dog, shit. There you go, that's an obscure reference. That's a reference to a very specific tape of Casey Kasem losing his cool recording stuff for the radio.
Oh.
That's like referencing that tape of William Shatner in the recording booth. Don't tell me how to do the line. It sickens me. I don't say sabotage. I say sabotage.
Look at the mountain. Look at those
A 2-disc collection of Wandy's greatest hits, including this unplugged performance of I Love LA, followed by a discussion of that elephant clip when an elephant was on Blue Peter, from the episode about Dumbo.
We love it. We love LA. I love LA. Mr. B movie.
You know what elephant I really like? That one that
Topsy?
was on Blue Peter.
Oh!
That's
Oh
one of
my
my
God, I
favourite things
forgot.
ever.
Yeah, like back when I used to watch broadcast TV, it was like 15 times a year they'd wheel out that clip. And
It is a
great-
brilliant
the
clip.
greatest thing I'd ever seen. I forgot that existed. I haven't seen it in 10 years. I'm going to watch it now. Yeah, Blue Peter elephant. Lulu the elephant.
Lulu the elephant.
It's in black and white. I don't remember it being black and white.
Oh, yeah, no. It was from the 60s, wasn't it? Yeah.
1969. But my memory had it in colour for some reason. That's odd, isn't it?
Yes.
The elephant is having a drink of water. The elephant is having a wee. The presenters are awkwardly stepping away from the rear end of the elephant, and now the elephant is dropping turds as the elephant handler walks away. And now the elephant handler, not able to stop the elephant from walking back over to the presenters. And they're patting it and so being like, oh, good boy. And it keeps going back over and standing in the way, and they're just sort of going with it. Like, that was walking around again. And, this is... It's the zookeeper. It's the handler who's like falling around trying to, because he's quite a little man. Oh god!
This is brilliant. I'm just watching it now with your commentary. Good fun.
And to anyone listening who hasn't seen it,
Oh,
basically
yeah.
the elephant runs like forward at the end, and the elephant keeper falls over in the Wii.
You just know that the elephant got beaten the crap out of as soon as it was off camera as well for doing what it did.
Poor Lulu.
Yeah.
Relive the music of your generation. Wandy Newman. Too Hot for Radio. Featuring musical guests like Scott Chambers, discussing the Mandela Effect, way back when the show covered Hellboy. And after that, hear special guest Gareth Allen from the 2-part Godzilla episode. Tangents include discussion of Dragon Wars and Godzilla's brief ability to speak.
You know, I had a is it called the Mandela Effect? What's that effect where you generate fake memories?
Mandela, as in Nelson.
Don't you mean
Mandela.
Mandela, yeah.
Don't you mean the Marmite? Don't you mean the Marmite effect? I've never heard of Mandela. Who's that? What's wait. You're on about like Marmite being spelled M-A-R-T-E.
He's doing a bit, Sol. He's doing a bit.
Don't be scared. I was winding you up. Yeah, I've heard of the Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect, for anyone who doesn't know, is something that stupid people talk about when they misremember something and can't believe that they've misremembered it.
Well, that's what you would say, but it's actually aliens transporting this universe to another universe, but they've not copied it correctly. They've not pressed Command and C or Control and C properly on their laptops. They thought, oh fuck, I've misspelt Bernstein Bears. Oh, they won't know.
It's Bernstein.
But no, I remembered Hellboy having loads of cats lying around because he liked to eat them, and I realised that I just completely misremembered
That's Alf.
the thing in the shape of water eating cats. Probably the troll in the second film. He was about to eat a cat, and the fact that Hellboy likes cats, and I'd sort of smushed them all together.
It's Alf, isn't it? That's Project Alf.
Yeah, I was
He eats
thinking of
cats.
Alf then. Yeah, like hey, that was my Alf. I can't remember Alf. What was
Ding
What was
dong.
his phrase?
Oh, it's Alf, played by Jeffrey Tambor.
They should cast him. He'd probably do it with the reputation he's got now. So.
God, yeah.
What did Alf used to say? What did he used to have a catchphrase?
Give me that cat.
He was more sarcastic.
It probably was "Give me that cat," wasn't it?
He was more like...
I've never seen an episode of Alf.
You should watch the film, Saul. It's called Project Alf. It's like it was a film
There's a
spin-off.
film?
Yeah, it was the film spin-off. It's like an hour and a half. It's a really easy, funny watch. And Martin Sheen is like the main bad guy in what was obviously a career high point for him.
It's basically. Do you remember the film Paul with Simon Pegg? It's like it predates Paul actually. Did he escape from like the Area 51 Project Alf? I'm trying to remember it.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why we're talking about. Alf.
Okay, so Hellboy 2, yeah.
Can I go off on a tangent because I think it's going to inform multiple episodes of this podcast in the future. But I think I mentioned it on one of our Diminisodes available on Patreon now. But I've really decided I don't like Rami Malek recently. I was never completely sold on him in Bohemian Rhapsody. I was never entirely sure.
You said in our Diminisode, you said when you watched his acceptance speech for the Oscar, you thought, oh, he comes across as a right twat. And I watched it and I thought, he seems all right. I don't know what you were picking up on. He seemed like, he looked a bit of a sort of actorly knob, but that's all.
One awful self-entitled man.
I didn't get that.
Have you seen this clip that's been going around? Have you seen this clip that's been going around of him?
Like
I think it's an audition video. No, it's him. It's him just looking to camera, going, "I like the scent of a rose and the meeting people, making new relationships. The first taste of a bottle of wine that's been opened." It's just like it's just reading out. I think someone tweeted this clip saying it's what a serial killer would say to you before missing the turning they were supposed to take you down. and you say, "Oh, it's meant to be down there," and they just keep driving. I'm calling it now. There's something not right with him. I think in about 10 years' time, that is like we're maybe not 10 years because in this day and age, you can't get away with this shit as long. But it's not right. There's something's wrong with him. He's killed someone, or he's got a kid in his basement, or.
You heard it here first. Sol predicts the downfall of Rami Malek.
I don't like him. I didn't like him in Bohemian Rhapsody.
I've heard he stomps on mice as well.
It's going to inform future episodes of the show though, because he has been cast as the villain in the upcoming James Bond, hasn't he? So yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, right.
So I think off the back of his Oscar win. So. I think what really bugs me is that he basically won an Oscar for miming along to Freddie Mercury vocals, and I think a lot of people just thought that was him singing. I think that's the biggest thing that winds me up about it. So anyway, Hellboy.
I bet he's done some bad things though.
Well, apparently,
if you're gonna have a go at Rami Malek,
course.
I want to have a go at Tim Curry.
Why?
Oh, look, it's written all over him. He's a beast. He's a filthy beast.
Nah, he's a cuddly puppy dog. Never harmed a fly, I reckon.
I bet he got people to call him Uncle Tim.
Where are your sources?
What? Sue me if it's not true. There you go. Sue Diminishing Returns, not me.
I would like to encourage Rami Malek to
fight.
sue us as well.
To fight each other.
He will as well. He will. He's a piece of work.
Be careful what you wish for.
He'll take us on. He'll definitely sue us. If he finds out we've been slagging him off, he will not stand for it.
I like there's just two Scottish blokes who are going to get a cease and desist letter. Anyway, is there anything you would like to add to this conversation before we finish?
No, I'm that's all I've got to say about Hellboy, really.
I
think Rami Malek could be a good Hellboy, because he really comes across like the Antichrist. Something unsettling about him.
There is something unsettling about him, I'll give you that.
I'm Googling now. I want to see what Google completes this with.
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek
ever?
No, I thought it was going to be funnier than that. It's just, has he been nominated for an Oscar, won an Oscar, blah, 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 blah. I thought it was going to be like, has Rami Malek killed people? Has Rami Malek got someone in his basement? Has Rami Malek been convicted yet? No, none of that. But maybe that's because Google doesn't want to get sued.
Yeah.
But we do.
Yeah, we do want to get sued. We've got nothing to lose, literally. We got $12 a month to lose.
He'll come for that. He will.
Come for it. Okay, so what's next, I guess?
One of the hundreds of Destroy All Monster films that I think one that I just mentioned is also known as Godzilla vs. Gigan. And that one, here we are, alternate titles. War of the Monsters. This one is notable because Godzilla speaks in it.
Oh.
What?
There are scenes where...
Does he say, ah? Because that's mostly what he says.
No, there are scenes of him walking around with the little spiny dinosaur who's on all fours. I forget what his name is. There are scenes of them walking through the sea, and they're kind of like, "Come on, Godzilla! Oh, it's over this way! Okay!" Honestly, it's the weirdest fucking thing. They just drop in these voices.
Something funny going on. You better check. Oh, yeah. Hurry up!
And honestly, it's the weirdest fucking thing. Such a weird decision. But that's the point. At this point, it just become cartoonish superhero stuff. And by the time of Megalon, I mean, we're now in pure Godzilla as a superhero territory. So, yeah, it's an odd thing, but I can sort of see how it happened. I can see how the thought process was such that, that'll be a nice cheap thing. We'll buy up the distribution rights, and like Power Rangers, we'll, Americanize it in a certain way. Obviously, this predates Power Rangers, but, it's... I can see how someone thought it was a good idea to make a bit of money. Whether or not it was a worthy endeavor. I can definitely see how you could market this to the American public a lot more easily,
Yeah, well, I mean, but like I say, it doesn't really add anything at all.
Yeah, but it's like remember when we watched that awful like dragon film back at uni, Alan?
No.
Oh, I know the one you mean, with Christian Bale in it.
No.
Oh, that's my favourite.
No, it was like the most expensive. It was in that period where we'd go into charity shops and find like or CEX and look for the worst film we could find, and there was this one film that just kept coming up, and I think we all, maybe you weren't there, Connor, Calvin, myself, a load of us all got together and just watched this awful film, and it was something about dragons, but it was the Dragon Wars. It was called Dragon Wars.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Dragon Wars.
Oh my god, it's amazing. It was, I think, the most expensive Korean film ever made. It was like they spent a lot of money on it, in South Korean film, and it was really meant to be this huge international blockbuster that was going to have all this like worldwide appeal. The special behind the scenes features were so earnest and so like, we've put all different kinds of dragons to appeal to the different markets in there. There's European dragons for Europe. There's Chinese dragons for China. And it was like, no one here is watching that going, where's the European dragons, for fuck's sake? But it's significant because they hired an American actor to help, well, a few American actors actually, to help sell it to the US market, which didn't do anything. Do you want to know who the two significant people are?
Yeah.
Robert Forster.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And Craig Robinson.
What a team.
I can see that. I'd watch anything with Craig Robinson in it.
Said it was big. You didn't say it was something that could swallow a bus.
So, that's the same sort of thing. That's like you'd buy up your Godzilla and then you'd slap Craig Robinson in it, and then a load of people would go, oh, if Craig Robinson's in it, it'll be worth a laugh. Yeah, let's go. I've just looked it up. It's on IMDb's bottom-rated movies, Dragon Wars, number 65.
I remember Daddy told me fairy tales can come true. You got to eat those fairies looking back at you.
Wandy Newman sings the hits, featuring such modern classics as Almost There from The Princess and the Frog, followed by a load of preamble before the official record began for an X-Men episode, and one episode with Judy Bignell. I don't know, 3 Men and a Baby, maybe?
People gonna come here all aware. Randy Newman every day. Yeah, Randy Newman's alright.
That sounded a bit like your Oliver Hardy noise, which I still enjoy listening to from the episode.
I was doing an impression of you clearing your throat.
Yeah, but it sounded like
you revving
your Oliver Hardy.
Right, what are we doing? X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, we'll have pretty much ticked off all the X-Men's because we've done the Wolverines.
Yes.
All right.
What about Deadpool? Right.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah, Deadpool. Yeah. Forgot about Deadpool. I always forget Deadpool. Never remember he's part of this show. So who wants to intro. Calvin, do you want to intro?
I haven't done it in a while, so yeah, it should be me. I don't have anything prepared for this one, though. Did you guys have anything prepared?
I never prepare any.
Yeah.
So you could do a sort of what's James McAvoy's opening narration, or does Patrick Stewart have some, or
yeah, I'm trying to think.
or we could pretend we're in a concentration camp.
Who wants to be my mum? No, okay. Yes, hello, welcome to Diminishing Returns, where we're talking about X-Men.
Is he alive?
You with us?
No, it's delayed.
Sorry, he was just focusing on clicking his button.
I was going to pretend to be Deb, but then I started
Acting.
What? Fat shaming?
No, acting.
Should hope so.
Okay, you ready then?
Yes.
Do you want to intro us, Sol?
Stop
What is that
drinking.
song? What is that song? Where the guy goes, "You're ready for this." I changed it to a thing from SpongeBob about halfway through, but you know what I was doing.
I only knew the first phrase. You're ready for this.
I mean, that's all I know as well. It's
All right.
90s dance hit.
Oh, mate.
What?
I'm so glad that's been recorded and can be used against you.
It'll come out in the end. Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna really upset our listeners by releasing audio of me doing a burp.
Oh no, I just meant for personal bribing reasons.
Oh my career prospects are gonna take a
Look,
dip.
if you want to win a fucking Oscar, you're gonna need to not burp on the internet.
No, I think if anything, it'll help my chances. They'll go, "Ooh, how endearing! He's human." Not like all those hoity-toity,
Non-burpers.
yeah, holier than thou people who don't have gas.
Right. Are you going to intro us then, Sol?
Mm-hmm. Just give me one moment. Really should have done this before we started, but
I think that's probably why Alan kept saying you okay to start.
I think that's probably why Alan is going to die alone.
I'll have my cats.
Oh, shit. You
Your
won't actually get
cat.
around to owning a cat. You've got to own one first.
I'll have one eventually.
So
I really thought you were following through with a bit of vomit then. That sounded a bit like a chunk was coming out.
Last night I had a dream. You were in it. I was in it with you.
Wandy Newman sings the hits, featuring a relatively obscure Wandy Newman B-side Saul's only familiar with because Electric Six once did a cover of it.
That you know is in my dream. I saw a vampire. I saw a ghost. Everybody scared me, but you scared me the most. In the dream I had last night. In the dream I had last night. In my dream. It started out in a barnyard.
Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, is available now in all good participating podcast music tie-in record stores. Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, features the rare demo Nick's Hot Salad, a drop submitted to Doughboys podcast in order to instigate a rivalry. Diminishing Returns is officially the rival podcast of Doughboys. Let them know about it.
Hot salad. Yummy, yummy. Hot salad. Come, please, come, please. Hot salad. Come, please, come, please. Come, please, come, please, come, please, come, please. Hot salad.
It's Moroccan.
I said I don't want any damn.
Come. You don't know what they're called, and you put the cum in your mouth.
Wandy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, featuring a discussion between Sol and Alan about stuff Alan actually finds funny because it certainly ain't Walk Hard. Followed by another chat with Calvin, probably from a James Bond episode. Who knows? It's about Doctor Who and stuff like that.
I remember taking you to see Bridesmaids,
Yeah.
right? Convincing you and some other friends to see Bridesmaids. I think Calvin was among them. And the first 5-10 minutes, we were all like, "Oh God, what have we got ourselves into?" Because it opens in a very kind of awkward, friends improving way. But then we were all pretty sold on it pretty soon. It was a very funny film.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest sequence is obviously the one on the aeroplane when it all kind of boils over. But not for you. For you, the funniest moment by far was when someone said, "You don't get a puppy as a keepsake from the wedding," and you like is the loudest laugh I've ever heard. Everyone in the cinema turned around and was like, "What the fuck? Why? What is it about that line?" And you were crying.
I don't remember
for about 10 minutes at this line, and everyone was like, "I don't get it. What was?"
Well, I could certainly imagine that after the initial laugh, I was laughing at the silence and my own. I remember I went to watch, the Final Destination films. It was one of those like Final Destination 6 or something. It was one of the later ones. And there's this whole scene where, they do the fake out build up to what's going to happen. And so this woman swinging around on the gym bars, parallel bars. And there's all this thing, the water's coming and there's a nail on a thing. And
there's a loose screw. Is she going to land on the screw?
And then what happens is she flips off sort of incorrectly and lands on her neck and snaps her neck and her whole body crumples up. And I burst out laughing in this cinema with about 10 people in. And then nobody else laughed. And then I was just laughing for 10 minutes and trying not to be too loud.
Yeah, that's just they don't get it. That's just they don't understand that it's a joke at their expense.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Edgar Wright is making a horror film at the moment called Last Night in Soho. Straight up horror in the vein of Rosemary's Baby, films like that. I'm very excited for it. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see how that goes. But wouldn't surprise me if I come away thinking, you know what would have made that better? If Simon Pegg had written it with him. Terence Stamp's in it, Calvin. Diana Rigg's in it.
Oh, interesting. Wait, Diana Rigg?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be seeing that one then.
Yeah, Matt Smith, who we'll be talking about in an upcoming episode, the three of us.
What's wrong with his face?
Let's just leave that there, because then the listeners will think we're going to do Doctor Who, and they keep asking us to do Doctor Who. I got another email the other day.
Oh, I'd look at the Peter Cushing films if you ever wanted. That'd be interesting. Because I think the series is probably a bit of a thankless thing to talk about, but there are 2 Peter Cushing films, aren't there?
Given that I think all three of us don't like Doctor Who, in fact, I think all three of us actively dislike Doctor Who, and the people who keep asking us to do Doctor Who presumably are big Doctor Who fans who want to hear us fawn about it for 2 hours. It does seem like maybe not the best.
But those 60s films might, because they're out of the continuity, aren't they? They don't count.
I don't know, are they? I think I've seen one of them.
Yeah. They were always on TV. I'm pretty sure I've seen one or maybe even both of them. But
Invasion of the Daleks or something.
Something like that. Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah.
I think it's inevitable. We'll do it at some point. But
if we're doing Downton Abbey, my God.
Oh, you've given it away.
Oh,
the big
that
surprise.
would have been a worthwhile surprise. Yeah.
Everyone was going to be so excited to.
Yeah. In between it and First Blood, there is Downton Abbey.
Alan, where are you up to with Downton Abbey? Have you?
I gave up after 15 minutes and haven't gone back to it yet.
What?
Well, you have to.
Just wait until you get to the cliffhanger.
I'm on episode 5, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You're going to watch all the first series?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Brilliant.
We'll see you next week for the conclusion of the trilogy. The sort of, dare we say, the corner we've written ourselves into that we have to fulfill for the sake.
Oh, do you not like it either?
Don't give away.
Let's not jump ahead of things.
Okay, I can. I'm not on it. I hated it. I thought it was dreadful. Horrible film. Horrible film.
So Calvin won't be joining us.
And it's got Pierce Brosnan in it, so you know it's bad. If I'm saying it's bad, not that he is a testament to something being bad, but you know.
How would you rank it in terms of Pierce Brosnan's career? top 5
Ooh.
films.
Well, I mean, he's all right. Oh, I mean, he's all right in it, but it's just the film itself isn't very good. I think he's great in everything.
Honestly, and I don't think I'm joking. I might be I might be forgetting something. I think it might be the best film I've seen Pierce Brosnan in.
I watched Mrs. Doubtfire the other day, and I think
it's been
that
a while since
that
I
holds
watched
up quite well. Actually, I think that was.
Calvin, come on, what's a better Pierce Brosnan film than World's End? And not James
GoldenEye.
Bond, because I haven't seen it.
The Thomas Crown Affair.
No, I've seen that, and it wasn't as good as The World's End.
Oh, it's much better than The World's End.
It wasn't great.
Right, what else?
Dante's Peak.
Yes, yep, that one. Mrs. Doubtfire as well.
Taffin.
The Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
Has he not got like a good?
Mamma Mia! Mamma Mia!
Well, all right. There you go. Cornetto Trilogy number 4. Cornetto Quadrilogy. A musical. Done.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
That would be quite good, actually.
Yes.
All right.
Dance like nobody's watching, Wendy. Love like you never.
If you've enjoyed this 60-minute preview of Randy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, please head to dimreturns.com to see other products available. Consider heading to iTunes and rating this show out of 5. The music industry is changing, and albums like this are no longer big business, so it would be appreciated. Please. I'm only wearing one sock today. Wendy Newman, Too Hot for Radio, featuring a prolonged discussion of violence in media, instigated by the movie Joker, also featuring Soul's entire uncut breakdown, originally heavily edited at the end of that episode, as well as the classic hit song Wendy's Hot Tonight.
Hot, hot side of Wendy.
Do you think this film is gonna inspire a wave of copycat attacks and
I think this film is going to inspire a wave of media reports about copycat attacks that aren't.
Batman obviously has ties to this sort of thing before. It was the Dark Knight Rises being screened when that cinema got shot up back in 2012.
I never got the impression that... I don't know much about that shooting, but I didn't get the impression it was the man was watching the film and was like so taken that he decided to kill everyone.
No, of course not. Well,
it's just a public place, isn't it?
The thing is, he dyed his hair bright orange or bright green, so I think a lot of people think he was trying to be the Joker, and he'd rigged his room with all these traps and so on. And I think the fact that he chose
because
Batman...
he's watching Home Alone.
I think the fact that he'd chosen Batman was on purpose. I think it was by design, some weird thing, but I don't think you can blame the film for that. That's you just...
Well, no, some people are mentally ill. It's quite boring, isn't it? I mean, they've been doing this for years, trying to tie people into film violence. I've never really bought into it. What's your take on the kind of... Does violence in media propagate violence in real life? What do you think?
So I'm distracted because I just thought, like the day after I saw this film in the cinema, there was that big Manchester stabbing. Not big stabbing. It was just a...
And that
classic...
was you, was it? Is that what you're trying to say?
Because the Joker, Alan, most people don't like stabbings, but the Joker thinks they're brilliant. He thinks they're fucking hilarious. No,
laughs a lot of them.
No, it's just the day after I saw it, there was some stabbing. It was a classic thing of, thank God we don't have guns in the UK because no one died, and they apprehended the bad guy very quickly. But I just Googled it, and it says some teenage boy got stabbed on a bus on the road outside my house now, so I'm just reading about that about 3 hours ago. Interesting. So it's happening, Alan. The Joker's inspired a wave of stabbings in Manchester. Everyone's rising up.
Yeah. What do you think then? Like, what's?
Look,
do you reckon it has any effect?
I think filmmakers have a responsibility to behave ethically, and I think morality in film is important, because I think, revenge movies don't typically sit very well with me when they really are just condoning, someone wronged you, now go out and kill them. Because I think you watch enough of that stuff and it will kind of convince you that, I'm justified in thinking a certain way. No more than films suggesting the opposite. I think all art influences you. So I do think there's a responsibility on the part of a filmmaker to not glamorize stuff to a point. At the same time, I think there's only so much you can do, and as long as something's artistically justified, I wouldn't have any ill will towards someone. It's just, if you make a film that's like the coolest guy in the world and he goes around like cold-bloodedly murdering people, and you're meant to think, yeah, cool, I'm not gonna like it. And I think the media surrounding this sort of thing is usually hysterical bullshit from the Daily Mail, and the famous examples, the Child's Play 3 being blamed for some of Jamie Bolger's murder that we spoke about on a Child's Play episode. And, it's horseshit. When you read into it, it's like, well, they're claiming that because there's a scene in this film where a kid gets his leg stuck on a kind of roller coaster track and then pulls it free at the last minute, that the kids were inspired to like tie him to a railway. It doesn't make any sense. But if you're someone, a middle-aged parent who's never watched the Child's Play movies, you're probably just going to think, oh, these gratuitous, violent movies, how disgusting. They should be banned.
Yeah, and there is also it seems to be that when some mixed up kid goes around shooting people in a school, and then the name and pictures all over the papers and stuff like that, that encourages other people to do it, because other
completely
mixed up lonely kids go, oh look, I could be in the, I could be something, I could be something,
like massively.
That's
like,
much more encouraging to them.
Yeah, but the news is
to
never...
the people who are disaffected and are prone to that sort of thing.
Yeah, but the news media is never going to point the finger at itself, is it? Psychologists have said it time and time again, the way you prevent mass shootings and things from happening is you just do not make a big deal out of them. It's like if you're trying to stop a dog.
Talk about the victims, but not the killer.
It's like if you're trying to stop a dog from pissing itself, when it's a thing called submissive weeing, Alan, where they wee when they see it, and you don't shout at them and tell them off, because that just reinforces the behavior. You just ignore it and act like nothing's happened, and then they go away.
You just live in a piss-filled house.
Yeah, well, tidy it up, do the bare minimum. That's what you mean. You tidy up, clean up the bodies, run some obituaries saying like, "Oh, this is sad, innit?" But don't pool over what video games and what cereal the killer ate and all that shit. Just ignore the killer.
Well, this is it. What's your take on video games? Because you're a bit more of a gamer than I ever have been. I don't really know much about games, but for my kind of uneducated sense, I think video games, because they're so much more immersive and you're kind of so much more involved in what's happening, and I think you're playing a game that's like where you're going around killing things. I think that's a lot more influential than, say, watching a film would be.
I think it probably can be. I will say there's never been a compelling study done into this that suggests that video games do lead to an increase in violence or anything like that. At best, they have found that video games can cause a short-term spike in aggression, but even that's measured through, dipping someone's hand into cold water, because they can't actually have test subjects, hurt each other. And even that's really only that only really is surely down to the fact that it spikes your adrenaline whilst you're playing the game, and as soon as your adrenaline goes down, that the same's true if you did those studies when you're driving in a stressful situation or you're watching a horror film. I think you'd get the same results. It's just that it gets your adrenaline flowing, and therefore you're more likely to act impulsively and violently. And you give that 2 minutes and it's gone. And there's never been a study that links any more serious long-term stuff to video games.
I think
I will say,
for me, if anything, it's not
a toxic
it's not that it
culture surrounding video games, particularly on the internet, and I think it's very easy as a disenfranchised young man to fall into a pattern of just wasting your life gaming and going on the internet to talk about it and not developing proper social skills and all that sort of thing.
And bad-mouthing other people's mothers.
Yeah. But then, as a gamer, I wouldn't typically play the sorts of games that might be linked to that sort of thing. I play, I like Pokemon. I like
the green stuff.
I like Mario. So
like Pac-Man.
Yeah. Good, isn't it?
But I would have thought not necessarily spiking aggression or anything like that, but if anything, those sorts of games would desensitize you to the idea of murdering someone.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think most people have a sensible disconnect between reality and computer game.
And there's a lot of studies that point the opposite way and suggest that video games are actually extremely useful as a catharsis that allows us to act out and vent our frustrations, and we can, like you say, make that disconnect. If I go on a game and go on a killing spree on Fallout 3, but then don't save the game and load up an old save file so it doesn't count, I'm decompartmentalizing. That's not me going, oh yeah, I'm killing everyone. It's just me going, oh, I wonder what happens if I do this in the game. Oh, I'm in a siege now. Oh, how fun.
That's interesting because, like I say, I don't really play any of those games. I don't get any catharsis like that. But I do occasionally kill people in real life, so maybe you're right.
Do you? I mean, how do you do it though? Do you find inventive ways to do it? In Fallout 3, there's a thing where you can pickpocket people with this mechanic, but you can then slip things into their pocket, like the reverse of it. So if you slip a landmine into their pocket after it's been armed, then it'll detonate and blow up, and it's really funny. Do you ever do anything like that?
I really like to feel it. I need to do it with my own hands. I want to feel the life drain out of them and be able to see it on their face. So I'm a strangler, basically, is what I'm saying.
So if you were a Batman villain, you'd be
Strangler.
that really boring one who's just got a load of cuts on his face. What's he called?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up. He's really shit. He's just covered in scars from everyone he's killed.
Oh, defense wounds.
Batman cut villain. Victor Zsasz? Is that who I'm talking? Oh, that is who I'm talking about.
Victor Zsasz.
Victor Zsasz.
I bet they make a lot of good puns on that.
Well, yeah. Who's
Maybe
ass?
some analysis.
He kills people, Alan, and then he carves a Roman numeral onto his body. Oh, that's another one. Do you do that?
No, I always just rip some of their hair out and then sniff it before running away on my motorbike.
You've just got a little chart at home, haven't you? And you put a smiley face sticker on it, like another one.
Gold star.
Yeah. What else have we got? All right. Well, should probably call it a day there, shouldn't we, lads? Hey. Bye. Or as the Joker would say, I'm crazy, I am. Ooh. That kooky Joker. What's he like? Ding dong. Oh no! It's the Joker!
Hello, it's me. I'm mad.
Oh, Joker, what's so mad about you, really? Oh, you know, in the office, everyone's always saying, you should be on television, you're crazy! Oh, right. What's an example of something mad that you've done then, Joker? What have you done today? I brushed my teeth with a banana! Well, that does sound pretty crazy, Joker. You are just unhinged. That's insanity. Why would you do that? That's just going to create more plaque. 'Cause I'm a nutcase! Alright, well, thanks for visiting, Joker. Maybe we'll have you on the show in the future, because I think this character's got legs, but probably not the time to explore it now. Got legs! Oh! You know what else has got legs? You thought I was going to say a centipede, but a snake! I didn't think you were going to say that, actually, Joker. I didn't know what you were going to say. Anyway, so yeah, thanks, Joker. Oh, would you like a glass of water while you're here? Would you like a cup of tea? That's what you meant to offer people, isn't it? No. Oh, why not? I'd like a cup of Bovril. Joker, I don't even. This is like the Noel Fielding school of comedy, where you just say like weird stuff. Yes, you should come round to my house sometime and see the setup. Oh, why's that? Well, you're sat on a chair at the moment, but I sit on space hoppers made out of paracetamol. It's not even the Joker, it's just Noel Fielding, Alan. It's just Noel Fielding. He's just come in. Alright, bye Noel. Bye, listeners. Would you like some Tangfastics? That's not Tangfastics, is it? That's a Brillo pad. Weird shots taken at the mighty Boosh for no reason. 10 years too late. I'm gonna stop recording.